So about 4.5 years ago, I started training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which at the time felt like I was going through some form of midlife crisis. I got to the point of, I don't know, over 40, and I just felt to myself that I just wasn't doing enough. I wasn't stretching myself enough. And even though I'm a teacher and it's intense and there's lots going on, I just felt that outside of the work environment, I was a bit like, oh, you know what? I come home, I go to the gym, I do a bit of training, and then that's it. And I felt that I was missing something. So I was on holiday one year, and I was just looking around, and I was on social media for a bit, and I was just checking out what could I do, what options, and then I kind of got drawn into the whole Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu side of things. And anyway, I went for it. I signed up for a course. I got back from holiday in France and just went to a club which was about half an hour or so drive away. And yeah, four and a bit years later, I'm still doing it. And it was one of those martial arts for me that just felt like, well, you read a lot about it, and you read a lot about how it can be so beneficial in other aspects of your life, in terms of your mindset, in terms of your ability to deal with challenging situations. And I know it sounds really cheesy, but it was all completely true. And it's just made me deal with tough things way better. And I guess it's that whole notion of getting out of your comfort zone and just not being too comfortable. And I've been training consistently for 2 days a week now for about 4.5 years, which, you know, I'm pretty happy about. And there's not a time that I go to those sessions where I'm really, really looking forward to and excited about it, because I'm bricking it. I'm absolutely bricking it. And I get there and I stand in the line and I look up and down the line. I think to myself, I'm quite old here. And I feel that I'm like, crikey, I'm like 45. I think there's a couple of guys who might be about the same age, but there's maybe hardly any who are much older. And then I start thinking about how well I've managed to cope and survive in this environment. And I think it's boiled down to like the idea of compound interest in your fitness and your health, in the sense of if you can be consistent and if you can keep doing things, then that's fantastic. But you've also got to keep an eye on the intensity. So I picked up a few little niggles along the way, a few little injuries, but I really learned to kind of tailor your training around what you're doing on the mats when you're doing jiu-jitsu. I know there's there's more people that you can talk to who are way more qualified than me about how to train for jiu-jitsu and stuff like that. You know, I don't compete. I'm a recreational hobbyist, whatever you want to call it. But I just found it really interesting that I'm 45 and I'm still doing it. And I'm proud of the fact that I'm working hard to keep going, to keep consistent when I've got kids, family commitments, work commitments. And then I've managed to tweak my training to keep me going and to keep it all very nice and consistent in the terms of, well, I'm not destroying my body. And I think that's where you've got to start listening to yourself more. And what I found worked really well for me is that I train 2 times a week, reasonably tough sessions. I try not to leave it all on the mats, because I feel that's a bit reckless at my age in terms of how you recover. I play real care to my recovery, make sure I'm getting the right amount of sleep, make sure I'm staying hydrated, making sure I'm eating for the amount of energy that I need. And then my training throughout the week is really kind of 15-20 minutes a day. Like I've mentioned before, body weight, pull-ups, press-up, dips, squats, back, hyperextensions, every single day, a couple of sets a day on each one of those. And I have probably for the past 6 months felt in the best shape that I have felt in a long time. And I put that in part just due to me maybe paying better attention to my body, and also actually just researching more stuff that I've looked at over the past kind of 12 months. I think it's really now helping me when it comes to that stress recovery as well. But yeah, so I'm really happy that I'm 45 and I'm still training jiu-jitsu, and I've just found a rhythm that works for me.